Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. This one's a really interesting one, and I think it's one that throws us off. Because if someone is going to inherit the earth, we automatically assume that there's something inherently in them that makes them deserve it. That we should be meek somehow, that we should be looking to the meek to find out what is it about them that we want to be so that we can get the earth. The thing is, this is actually a quote, and we have to understand that what Jesus is doing is calling back to the Hebrew scriptures here. Psalm 37 talks about the meek inheriting the land. And that psalm is all about the crushing defeat of the people of God at the hands of their more powerful enemies. See, they have had their land, their livelihood, sometimes even their lives taken from them. And the writer of the psalm says that one day they will get it back. The world will be made right, and things will be made just, and everything that has been unjustly taken from the meek, those who can't defend themselves or stand up for themselves, it will be returned. And that's what Jesus is playing off here. He's not saying that the meek deserve the earth. He's saying that the meek are those who've had their land, their livelihood, their imagination of their lives taken from them by the more powerful. And one day, all of that will be made right. Remember, again, Jesus is speaking to rural Jewish people. He's speaking to Jews from the city of Jerusalem. He's speaking to Romans from the Decapolis that have been part of taking everything away from the Jewish people. He's speaking to those rural people who are having their land, their farms taken from them by the usury practices in Rome right now. And he's saying one day things will be different. And so if we want to understand this beatitude, the idea here isn't saying, look to the meek and try to emulate them. He's actually saying to those who are not weak, those who are powerful, those who have opportunity and privilege in the world, do you see the ways that you have used that to abuse and oppress those who can't stand up for themselves? Well, this is wrong, and this will one day be made right. And therefore, you have an opportunity right now to allow your life to align with God, to align with the imagination that God has for the world one day as things could be and should be. And right now, you have an opportunity to participate in the kingdom of God by using your privilege and your strength and your power to advocate for those who don't have it. You're not supposed to try to become meek. You're supposed to try to ensure that those who are meek and easily overpowered in the world are not taken advantage of. Because this is who God is. This is what God imagines in the world. And this is what you, those of you who are on the top side of the power equation, this is what you have the opportunity to participate in. For those who are on the downside, the meek and the oppressed, they can look towards the justice of God, but the justice of God also being played out in their brothers, their sisters, their siblings that stand beside them right now in the audience, if only we can capture in our hearts what Jesus is speaking of here. This is Jesus imagining a completely new world and offering us the opportunity to participate in it right now.